Hints that Sister Wives is finally coming to an end. TLC's hit show, Sister Wives, has been on the small screen since 2010. Who knew a series about a dysfunctional Mormon polygamous family would capture the attention of viewers? Yet here fans are over 10 years later, still talking about how bad of a husband Kody Brown has been. With 3 out of his 4 wives deserting him, viewers have started to think that the end of an era might finally be near. For season 19, there has already been a total of 20 episodes. But the series isn't done yet. Instead of a season finale, Sister Wives paused only to announce that the second half of the season would air in the spring. When the show first started, they only had 10 episodes. Part 1 ended on February 2nd with the ominous title For Everything There Is a Season. A mid-season finale is highly unorthodox for the show. Viewers were quick to note that the end of the episode usually has one of the characters saying, "Next time on Sister Wives," but this time it was still to come on Sister Wives. I can't help but feel that the network is trying its best to tie up all the loose ends that took place over 10 years. While it might be sad to think of a popular show ending, it might just need to happen. But there is no way TLC will be able to put a pretty little bow on top of this drama. The network has yet to announce an exact release date for Part 2 of Season 10, which adds to the mystery. Could TLC be picking the cameras back up as we speak? I think so. Sister Wives has aired on Sundays at 10 p.m. for the last 10 years. But as of February 23rd, a new reality show has taken its time slot. Alec Baldwin's project, The Baldwins, has wiggled its way into the Sunday lineup. The move came as a surprise, especially since the actor has been in the media for his part in the Rust catastrophe. TLC seemed to be taking a calculated gamble on Alec, almost hinting that they knew Sister Wives was on its way out. There's no way to beat around the bush. Even though Sister Wives has always been a popular show, the ratings have been declining. The last 2 seasons haven't been filmed in real time. Followers have been able to keep up with the drama thanks to social media and no longer need the weekly episodes. It also hasn't been lost on viewers that the original premise of the show has lost its way. Kody is now monogamous with no desire to continue with a plural family. And rumors are going around that Robyn Brown isn't too happy in her current situation. TLC loves to give fans spin-off after spin-off. The Sister Wives franchise won't be any different. Followers are much more interested in the lives of Janelle Brown and Christine Brown. During the mid-season finale, the 2 women took a cross-country road trip, with the episode doing exceptionally well in the ratings. Janelle threw back her first shot and the duo opened up about their issues with their marriages to Kody. Many have grown tired of Sister Wives' predictability. At this rate, fans would even be happy to follow Meri Brown around now that she, too, has left Kody behind in the dust. While it might be the end of an era, the potential for the Sister Wives cast is endless. But Kody and Robyn should be cast out as everyone is exhausted from watching the father of 18 trying to hang on to the patriarchy. Only time will tell if the series will be put on a permanent pause. The best gift the network could give viewers is Season 19 Part 2, filmed in real time. At least then, there might be a few surprises. In this writer's opinion, it is the perfect time to start anew. Let's breathe light back into the worn-out franchise and give fans what they want. Janelle Brown doesn't care what God thinks. Sister Wives, Janelle Brown doesn't care what God thinks, a bold stand against Kody's religious justifications. Janelle Brown has always been the most level-headed and pragmatic of Kody Brown's wives, but in recent years, she has undergone a profound transformation. Once deeply entrenched in the principles of plural marriage and guided by faith, Janelle has begun openly challenging the very beliefs that once held her life together. And now, it seems she's reached a point where she no longer concerns herself with what God thinks, at least, not in the way Kody Brown and their fundamentalist background would expect. The shift in Janelle's mindset has been gradual but undeniable. For years, she was a devoted spiritual wife, dedicated to the lifestyle she chose as part of Kody's polygamous family. When she joined the Brown family, she did so under the belief that she was following God's will, convinced that plural marriage was her spiritual path. She endured hardships, loneliness, and even financial struggles, all for the sake of the grander religious vision that Kody often preached. But something changed along the way. Perhaps it started when Christine decided to walk away, making it clear that the Brown family's version of faith and plural marriage was not working. Or maybe it was the realization that Kody's interpretations of God's will always seemed to serve his own interests rather than those of the family. Janelle's growing independence, her decision to put herself first, and her willingness to question everything have made one thing clear: she is no longer bound by the religious justifications that Kody has used to manipulate and control his wives. Janelle's departure from traditional belief systems isn't necessarily a rejection of God entirely, but rather a rejection of the idea that she must suffer in order to be faithful. Kody has long used religion as a tool to exert authority over his wives, often insisting that obedience to him was equivalent to obedience to God. He framed his decisions as divinely inspired, convincing his wives that staying in a broken marriage was a test of faith. But Janelle has seen through it all, and she refuses to be guilt-tripped any longer. This change in Janelle became especially clear in recent conversations she's had on and off the show. When asked about her faith and how she reconciles her decision to step away from Kody with the religious principles she once followed, Janelle has been strikingly unapologetic. She no longer feels the need to justify her choices with scripture or religious doctrine. Instead, she is focusing on her own happiness, personal growth, and financial security, things that Kody has failed to provide despite years of empty promises. The contrast between Janelle and Robyn, Kody's only remaining wife, could not be more stark. Robyn continues to cling to the belief that their marriage is divinely ordained, desperately trying to hold onto the structure of polygamy even as it crumbles around her. She often speaks about God's plan and how plural marriage is meant to be a sacred covenant. But Janelle is done with that narrative. She has seen firsthand how that belief system has been twisted to keep women in unhappy relationships, and she refuses to be part of it anymore. Kody, of course, is furious about Janelle's newfound independence. He has always relied on the religious aspect of their marriage to keep control over his wives, but Janelle's departure from that mindset means that his influence over her is completely gone. He can no longer use God as a reason for her to stay, nor can he manipulate her with promises of spiritual rewards. She has freed herself from the mental and emotional chains that once kept her tethered to him. This has led to increasing tension between Kody and Janelle, with him becoming more desperate to reassert his dominance. In recent interviews, Kody has expressed his frustration, implying that Janelle is betraying the faith they once shared. But Janelle is unbothered. For the first time in years, she is making decisions based on what she wants rather than what she has been conditioned to believe is right. Fans of Sister Wives have rallied behind Janelle, praising her for standing her ground and refusing to let religious pressure dictate her life. Many see her as an example of empowerment, proof that it's never too late to take control of your own narrative. Her story is resonating with countless viewers, particularly women who have felt trapped in oppressive religious structures. Janelle's defiance of Kody's religious rhetoric goes beyond just her own personal freedom. It exposes the cracks in the entire foundation of the Brown family's beliefs. For years, Kody sold the idea that their plural marriage was a higher calling, that it was about family, faith, and following God's will. But now, with 3 of his wives gone and only one still desperately clinging to the past, it's clear that the system he so fervently defended was built on nothing but control and self-interest. With each passing day, Janelle becomes more open about her true feelings. She has no regrets about leaving, nor does she feel the need to justify her choices in religious terms. She is living life on her own terms, making her own decisions, and not looking back. And most importantly, she is no longer afraid of what God, or rather, what Kody, thinks. This newfound independence has allowed Janelle to thrive in ways she never imagined. She is focused on her health, her financial success, and her relationships with her children. Unlike Kody, who continues to wallow in his victim mentality, Janelle is actively building a better future for herself. She has embraced the idea that happiness does not require suffering, and that love does not require submission. One of the most powerful moments in Janelle's journey came when she openly declared that she does not care what God thinks, at least, not in the way Kody wants her to. This statement is more than just words. It is a declaration of freedom, a rejection of the oppressive structures that once held her back. For Janelle, God is no longer a weapon used to control her, but rather a personal source of strength and guidance on her own terms, without Kody's interference. As Sister Wives continues to unfold, It's clear that Janelle's transformation is one of the most compelling aspects of the show. She has gone from being a dutiful, compliant wife to a strong, independent woman who refuses to be dictated by outdated religious expectations. Her journey is one of self-discovery, resilience, and courage, and it's a story that fans will continue to follow with admiration. Janelle's message is clear: she is done living for someone else's version of God. She is done being told what she can and cannot do under the guise of faith. And most importantly, she is done letting a man like Kody Brown dictate her worth. In the end, Janelle's story is not just about leaving a bad marriage, it's about reclaiming her life, her beliefs, and her freedom. Is Kody's victim mentality actually genuine? Does he really feel so powerless amid Coyote Pass war and issues with Robyn? Sister Wives star Kody Brown seems to feel so alone lately, amid a battle over the family's Coyote Pass land, which is divided into 4 plots. Now, it's time to talk about why his villain act might not be an act at all. Since 3 wives left him, and he lost his son, Garrison Brown, Kody's reached a whole new plateau of alienation. Derided by his ex-wives and some of his older children, he's also painted as a villain by fans. With reality fame there can be a real dark side. There is a loss of privacy, there is endless judgment. Kody clearly doesn't feel like a villain at all, as his words and actions show. However, the world keeps telling him that he's a bad person. Kody's a man like any other. The issue is that his ups and downs are out there for the entire world to judge. The fact that he multiplied his love with 4 wives, versus the usual one, has put him in a unique and uncomfortable position. After losing his status as a polygamist, and losing the son that he loved so much, he's not the same person. However, no matter how experience shapes and softens him, he is criticized. Kody, who's often cranky and out of sorts, may wonder how to be himself, and resent those who pick him apart. It's important for Kody to be himself, to share his truth. As a mother of a son, I know that men have feelings, a lot of feelings, and they need to get them out. Sometimes, even though there's been progress, it's like society expects men to swallow their pain and repress it. Men who are trying to be strong may feel undervalued and unheard. They may wish things were different, that they could show vulnerability without being perceived as weak. Kody's life as a public figure can be very tough. Until someone actually walks a mile in Kody's shoes, they really have no idea what it's like. This level of fame has to be experienced to be understood. Above, via @PumpkinPunky via TikTok, Kody is filmed from behind while he strolls with Robyn. There are cameras following his every move. This kind of laser focus on his life may make him hold in pain, but that can be harmful. It can even contribute to a victim mentality. That can be real, not an act. After so much shade from fans and his own family, Kody may actually feel like an outcast. He can't even go to a shopping mall or bar without ending up on social media, where people make fun of him. According to WEBMD, when people have a victim mentality, they take things personally, and often ask themselves, what did I do to deserve this? This feeling of being a victim often surfaces due to trauma. The person's energy becomes more negative as they are processing so much. However, they won't accept their role in things, which can prevent them from making good decisions, such as taking full accountability. Is it any wonder that Kody tries to explain his side of things? To redress the balance by sharing his own take on his failed relationships and feuds? No, of course not. Kody may feel hard done by because people have been so mean. He may feel like an outsider in his own family too, at least, when he's not with Robyn Brown. Kody may feel like he can't win. He may feel sad. If Kody doesn't open up and tell people how he feels, he may slip into a state of quiet desperation. However, when he shares his feelings, everything he says is torn apart. This catch-22 can lead to a lot of buried anger and sadness, and occasional outbursts. Would any of us be any different if we were being judged so harshly? I doubt it. Kody talked about feeling persecuted for loving Robyn, with whom he occasionally hit turbulence, as seen in the clip above. In another Sister Wives scene, he said, "I am only guilty of not falling madly in love with their mothers." He possibly played the victim when he talked about his issues with children by other mothers. Kody feels that he's getting punished because he prefers Robyn. He said, They're purposefully leaving me out of their lives to punish me for a crime I did not commit. On an older Instagram, Kody was roasted by fans. Their merciless assessments of his character must sting, feeding into his victim complex. One fan did not mince words, basically telling Kody to pull himself together. This post and comment were added before he lost his son. The Sister Wives viewer said, "If you continue to blame everyone else as to why your family fell apart, you are going to be a very lonely man. What can soothe the restless heart of Kody? Robyn can, but that's not always enough. There's so much stress and so many emotions." Kody had big dreams for Coyote Pass, for his future. He feels that falling in love with Robyn was the reason why he became an outcast, that everyone turned on him. Maybe people should listen to what he has to say. Is there a grain of truth to this? Should he be punished forever because of a passion so strong he couldn't control or hide it? Is loving Robyn wrong? No, of course not. Imagine for a moment that the whole world is putting you down. Your every move and utterance is put under a microscope and analyzed. Nothing you do is ever good enough. That's where Kody is at, and there's no way for him to really filter out the noise. Fame is bright lights, it's intense scrutiny. Sometimes, it's pain. Kody's family fell apart while everyone watched. Now, he's on the fringes, trying to heal his relationships with his exes. At the same time, he needs to keep Robyn, who called her and Kody's kids with her the core family, happy. Even after the exes left, he was unable to really enjoy his love for Robyn. Kody's typically all lit up around her, it's real love. However, because he shares children with the women who left, he must constantly think of how other people feel. Sometimes, he fumbles. He may want to escape from all that pressure, but adulting is mandatory. He wants his children he fights with to come to him. However, he may find that going to them is the best way to change his life. He's their father and he always will be. They need him in their life. At one point, Kody seemed to have it all figured out. The exes left him, but he seemed to want it that way. He had a new and monogamous life with Robyn, and things seemed to be okay. What no one could predict was a terrible event, Garrison's death. Since they were estranged when he died, the pain Kody's living with must be terrible. So much was left unsaid. These things can haunt a person, and anyone in that situation might have trouble dealing with their memories, their feelings, guilt and fear and missing the person. However, this doesn't stop the world from telling Kody where he's going wrong in life. Nothing stops them. The idea that Kody might be emotionally wounded by fame and the slings and arrows isn't always discussed, but it should be. Yes, he's made mistakes, for which he should take accountability, but what he has to live with is a lot. Now, as he deals with uncertainty over the future of Coyote Pass, he may feel like he's still on the fringes. Robyn has said he's hard to live with, but he's dealing with grief that could be all-consuming. He may keep some of that pain inside. People might not realize how much it's hurting him and acting on him. Maybe he feels like true happiness is too great of a challenge. Janelle's still trying to heal too. These natural reactions to grief are so human. Hints that Sister Wives is finally coming to an end. TLC's hit show, Sister Wives, has been on the small screen since 2010. Who knew a series about a dysfunctional Mormon polygamous family would capture the attention of viewers? Yet here fans are over 10 years later, still talking about how bad of a husband Kody Brown has been. With 3 out of his 4 wives deserting him, viewers have started to think that the end of an era might finally be near. For season 19, there has already been a total of 20 episodes. But the series isn't done yet. Instead of a season finale, Sister Wives paused only to announce that the second half of the season would air in the spring. When the show first started, they only had 10 episodes. Part 1 ended on February 2nd with the ominous title "For Everything There Is a Season." A mid-season finale is highly unorthodox for the show. Viewers were quick to note that the end of the episode usually has one of the characters saying, "Next time on Sister Wives," but this time it was still to come on Sister Wives. I can't help but feel that the network is trying its best to tie up all the loose ends that took place over 10 years. While it might be sad to think of a popular show ending, it might just need to happen. But there is no way TLC will be able to put a pretty little bow on top of this drama. The network has yet to announce an exact release date for Part 2 of Season 10, which adds to the mystery. Could TLC be picking the cameras back up as we speak? I think so.